Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Listen, I've been getting a lot of questions directed at me. I've been seeing a lot of crap out here on social media. Let me tell you something, right? First of all, how you doing? When it comes to BLK Prime, I've been seeing the post about BLK Prime scamming people. And how if you bought the Terrence Crawford fight, the BLK Prime has already, they already charged you for the Adrian Broner fight, even if you didn't order the Adrian Broner fight. Now, that's hilarious to me. Could it have happened? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't order the fight, so, I don't have to worry about nobody charging me for the, I didn't order the Crawford fight, so I don't have to worry about anyone charging me for the Broner fight. So, what I will say this is some of the questions that are coming up, right? Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, consider donating too, right? People asking, what happened to BLK Prime? I'm going to tell you this. Nothing. They're still there. I haven't seen, heard, or watched, read, nothing. Any kind of report saying BLK Prime has been disbanded. BLK Prime has been dissolved. BLK Prime has flopped and gone under. I haven't seen anything definitive on that. Now, if anyone who's watching this video has something factual on it, then let me know, right? But I haven't seen anything. When I'm being asked, hey, why did Terrence Crawford leave? He left him. He turned his back on BLK Prime. I don't think that was the case. I think he had a one-fight deal for $10 million, right? What we do know is Terrence Crawford had the one fight. Deal done. As far as him making the $10 million, I don't know. I'm not in that man's pocket. But there's been a lot of different rumors out here, but no one knows if he got paid or not. No one knows. I believe he got paid because Terrence Crawford is a go-against-the-grain guy. You can't tell me Terrence Crawford was supposed to get $10 million after all the crap he went through with Bob Arum, and then just BLK Prime not give him $10 million, and Terrence Crawford sit here and be okay with that? You can't make me believe that any fighter, Crawford, I don't care who we're talking about, from a guy like Crawford, Spence, Wilder, Tyson Fury, all the way down to a Jared Anderson, to these up-and-comers, will be okay with taking a $1 or $2 million deal and going in cahoots with some promoter to lie to the public that they're getting more money than what they're really getting. That takes a lot of work, man. And once you tell a lie like that, you got to sit here, man, keep up with that lie forever. And I just don't think Terrence Crawford is built like that. You know what I'm saying? I think Terrence Crawford is a straight shooter. And there may be some things where, you know what? We may be able to question, right? But when it comes to him playing games with his money, I just don't believe that, all right? So as far as Terrence Crawford and him being upset with BLK Prime, and Terrence Crawford wanted $20 million for his next fight, and BLK Prime wouldn't give it to him, so he became angry at BLK Prime. Where are people getting this from? Where is that? This thing about BLK Prime, I'm mad at Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford, he flopped and they lost millions of dollars. Where are you getting that? Now, I know they got some little Twitter accountants. They got some little accountant trolls here that go there and try to do the little tabulations and come up with the numbers, and they sit back and do the metrics and do the data analysis, and they come back and say, oh, look, there's no way he could have made this if this is how the pay-per-view sales did. No one knows. I'm telling you right now, if the fly on the wall could talk, then hey, I'd listen to him. And I say in other videos, the one boxer I listen to is Adrian Broner. If Broner says something, I tend to believe it. Because Broner, like Crawford, you know how Crawford doesn't care? Broner doesn't care. But Broner is a bit more loquacious than Crawford. But Broner knows when not to talk. But if Broner says something, people got their money, I tend to believe people got their money. Now, this whole thing about BLK Prime flopping. Listen, Where is that coming from? BLK Prime is gone under. How? They're still full steam ahead with Adrian Broner. So, yeah, it's a little weird that Broner's opponents are falling out. I personally think it's the secret society that's making things complicated on Broner. But I also, without the joking, being more serious, I know Adrian Broner, man, had a really healthy career. He made a lot of money, but he also found himself in some pretty bad positions. He burnt some bridges. And I think when you start to compromise Showtime's brand, PBC's brand, Al Heyman's reputation and credibility, your own brand, Adrian Broner, your own credibility, your own reputation, right? Those people who were once there to support you, right? They after a certain point, y'all ever heard the saying that feed them with a long handle spoon? Instead of them being right here trying to take care of you, they back here now. And they long handle spooning because they're tired of the BS. So when you look at Adrian Broner and what he feels was being forced to leave PBC, to break lock with his relationship with Showtime, I can't blame Stephen Espinoza, Al Heyman, the key decision makers over there for saying, you know what, AB, we love you, man. We had a very successful business relationship, but my man, I just can't give you this $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 million that, over the years you got accustomed to making. Like, we just can't do that. But if we're going to do that, well, we're going to use you as a stepping stone and we're going to feed you to somebody at 147 preferably. Hell, who knows? Maybe they feed him to somebody at 154, but 147 probably where they would have put him. And you got to go in there and get with a killer. Man, we don't care if it's your comeback fight. You've been inactive. Your thing is you want money? Okay. We want to build this next guy. So it's a win-win for both of us. We're taking a risk too. If you beat him, well, you're back at the top. If you lose, well, then the guy here who's showing promise, he's on the trajectory and path that we want him to go. So at the end of the fight, you lose, you get paid, you get what you want, your money, we get what we want, you out of here. Then this guy wins, we get what we want, him beating a big name opponent, and then we get what we want in his next fight, which will probably be a lot more money. So it's all business. So now Adrian Broner goes over here to BLK Prime. People are saying BLK Prime have flopped. How? Listen, now, you can't make me believe, right? It's just like with Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder, the Charlos, Caleb Plant, Benavidez. These guys, for the most part, are starting to become pay-per-view attractions. They're not selling a million pay-per-view buys, but they're being put on pay-per-view, right? The Plant Benavidez, that is a pay-per-view worthy fight. But what I'm getting at is the names are just rattled off. These promoters, these managers, these networks, these cable companies, these key decision makers, these sanctioning bodies, everyone who, I don't care what you say, it gets kind of muddled up a little bit, right? They're inextricably connected. And you better believe they're not going to put guys on pay-per-view, okay, if these guys are losing money behind those names. It's just not going to happen. So when you see certain fighters still going on to pay-per-view, because obviously there's some money being made. I don't know who gets certain endorsement deals. I don't know what sponsors come through and who gets these different sponsorship deals. I don't know just how much money is made in addition to the live gate, in addition to the pay-per-view sales. I don't know how much money is made on the side, but I would tend to think there's a good amount of money made. So when you look at Adrian Broner, the fact that BLK Prime is still full steam ahead with his event on pay-per-view, right? You got to say, they couldn't have flopped. If it was a flop, it couldn't have been that bad of a flop with Terrence Crawford. Because no promoter gets into the business of boxing to lose money. Now, for you guys that are saying, BS, look at what happened with Bob Arum and Terrence Crawford. He lost money. Bob Arum is a gazillionaire. He can afford to lose that. And And also, when we talk about losing money, I think we need to be careful, right? Now, I don't know this. I'm just having a conversation, right? That's what we do on this channel. I'm not saying I'm right or I'm wrong. Some things I'll foot stomp. But just for me, in my past life, right? I'm telling you, if I say, man, I've been hemorrhaging $5 million for the last 2 or 3 fights. I didn't make the money. I didn't make any money on that fight. Now, if we peel that back, you didn't make the money that you projected. You figure you have a $5 million loss, but really what you wanted to make was $7 million, but you only made $2 million. So you're green $2 million. You're in the green $2 million. But there's a $5 million difference from what you actually made to what the target was. So now you're saying you're hemorrhaging money because basically it's $5 million that you're not getting or that you didn't receive as far as what you projected. And that happened over a couple fights. So now you want to sit there and talk to the public and say, look, I had 2 or 3 fights with Crawford. I lost $5 million in each fight. Okay, that's $10 to $15 million. That scares people. But then when you really sit down there and peel it back and you look at the actual numbers, this man's talking about a projection. He made maybe $246 million over 3 fights instead of the 21 million he was anticipating, he was projecting. You see what I'm saying? It's just like inflation in politics. Oh, inflation is down 20%. But you look at where they're getting the data from, they got a pool of maybe 100 different people. Look at the data set. Where are they getting these numbers from? It's not big numbers all the time. Sometimes it's extremely small numbers. But they manipulate us when they feed us crap. You understand? So it's just like with a tube of toothpaste. It's just something else that, I'm not getting off topic. What I'm telling you is people being manipulated. And when it comes to business, they'll go in, right? Tube of toothpaste. You see the hole at the end, diameter, right? 1 tube of toothpaste. If that 1 tube of toothpaste was lasting you a month, some of y'all don't brush your teeth, probably last you a year, right? I'm joking. Say it lasts you a month. You don't know. They go in and the diameter of that, they widen it just enough to where now that tube of toothpaste lasts you 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But you don't realize that. But then over the year, when you take that and you stretch that across millions of people, how many more tubes of toothpaste are being sold as a result of that little tweak they made to the diameter of that toothpaste? So what I'm getting at is, don't sit here and just accept what you're being told. Try to really think and understand things. When you look at something and something doesn't seem right, probably isn't right. And what I'm saying with BLK Prime, it does seem like just inexperience there. It does. But what doesn't seem right to me is that if an entity like this, if they lost millions of dollars with Crawford, just doesn't seem right that they would go and continue with Adrian Broner. Okay, there's contracts and stuff. Yeah, true, but we haven't seen it. I'm sure there's a clause somewhere in there. I'm sure they got an exit strategy. People aren't stupid. I don't know that. But if they go forward with Broner, if after Broner they go forward with him again, or they go forward with someone else, or if Terrence Crawford, who knows what direction he's going, right? If he ends up back over there fighting again, we just don't know. Then people are going to come full circle and start to speak life back into BLK Prime. What I'm saying is, as far as BLK Prime taking over boxing, I still think there's an opportunity for that. But they're not going to sit here and go crazy either if they didn't make the money they expected. Like Bob Arum, maybe they made a profit, but maybe it's not the profit they expected. So in their eyes, maybe they see that as a loss when you're talking about just projections. But what they actually made was still in the green, a profit. That's all I'm saying. But taking over boxing, look, they probably said, you know what, we're going to come and we're going to run into this. We're going to do like Eddie Hearn in the zone. We got endless money. And then they realized with Terrence Crawford, you know what, we can make some money, but it ain't going to be like what we thought. We got to get the right person. Then you take a look at what's going on now. Haven't heard them talk about signing anyone else. Adrian Broner, there's a contract. They got to get through so many fights with him. So let's see how it plays out. Maybe there's some trouble in paradise. But all I'm saying is, no one knows that. All this crap about Broner and Terrence Crawford and the $120 million for another fight. BLK Prime mad because his fight flopped. Adrian Broner out here in the win. BLK Prime's not going to take over boxing. I think it's still a bit early to say what direction BLK Prime is going to go. But I would say this. 50 Cent had a much bigger name than BLK Prime. 50 Cent came into boxing. 50 Cent saw what Mayweather was doing. 50 Cent figured, hey, I could come in here and make this happen. 50 Cent with Gamboa, after Crawford put that heat on him, 50 Cent left Gamboa in the ring. 50 Cent never turned back to boxing. Now, 50 Cent took a loss. He went on record and said he took a loss. Okay? You haven't heard that from BLK Prime yet. So all I'm saying, let's wait and see how the dust settles. Now, if you ask me, hey, well, what do you think? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think BLK Prime is going to be around after just seeing the fact they didn't pick up more fighters. I don't think so. I think they're just going to get through this contract with Broner. And we may see them just kind of, fade away or do a kind of onesie-twosie thing here and there. But I think what they're doing is they're making those refinements as they go. They're learning on the job. And I'll tell you this. They don't seem to be getting much support. I'll tell you that. And I'm not pro BLK Prime. I'm not pro DAZN. I'm not pro anyone. Hey, I'm just a guy here who likes having a conversation. But that being said, y'all keep cool when it comes to what happened to BLK Prime. Nothing. They're still there. Why did Terrence Crawford leave? Quit looking into it. Man had one fight. Did he make his $10 million? Broner said he made it, so I tend to believe it. Did BLK Prime flop? I don't know if they flop. I don't think so. They're still here. Are they scamming folks? I don't know. That's hilarious to me, if you ask me, that they're charging you for Broner and you didn't even pay for it. You didn't order the fight. That's hilarious. But who knows if it's true or not? I don't know. And why didn't they take over boxing? I think we just got to wait and see what the next moves are. What do I anticipate them doing? I think they're going to take it one fight at a time. I do think they got a wake-up call with Terrence Crawford. But then again, like I said, I don't have anything definitive to give you. We're just having a conversation. Now, if you know something definitive, share it with us. But I just wanted to put that out there. But I do think if there's a whole lot of money there, some fighters should get over there. But the big-name fighters aren't going to go. You got to remember, we talk about big names like Crawford and Broner. They're the exception to the rule because of their circumstances. Eddie Hearn came over, huge money. He couldn't pull those big names. But what I'm saying, when you see Crawford go over, Broner go over, that makes people pay attention. But at the same time, Crawford was kind of just in the breeze floating, just like he is now. Can do what the hell he wants. Adrian Broner, in the breeze floating, can do what the hell he wants. All these other big names can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they want to do that. They have a good thing going. Broner and Crawford didn't really have a good thing going. They're just kind of on their own. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. And I'm in the breeze.